Alright, you're back here with Crazy Hands, and today we're going to be discussing the Stonewave Microwave Cooker. As you might not be surprised, it's another As Seen on TV product. New! Exclamation point. I do feel a little bit bad because I did get this at a second-hand store, I'm going to admit it, although it was sealed in the box. And yet I saw a lot of these models just out lonesome by themselves as though people didn't like them. So I'm going to make an effort to be a little bit more appreciative of what I've received. At any rate, looking at the box itself, as the title, Gourmet Dishes in Minutes. The secret is the unique steam-release chimney and domed design. Heats food evenly, infuses flavor into food. Non-stick, handmade ceramic stoneware. And a couple of the options, you got a perfect poached egg, a chocolate souffle. Does include a bonus recipe book, all recipes in 5 minutes or less. Style and color may vary, although mine was quite accurate to what you see right here. And it does indicate it is made in China, which again, not necessarily an issue. On the side, more or less the same things. Healthy cooking, non-stick, cooks food in perfection. Here we have a shrimp scampi. And then on the back, a nice little cutaway indicating how it functions, along with some other designs, such as right here, the French onion soup. So what I'm going to do is we're going to open it up, take a look at what's inside, and then proceed to perhaps make one of these delightful and delectable items. There we go, no time to lose, so we'll just go ahead and pry it open. Oops. And look at that, we can already see it starting to come together. Now this thing pops up because I guess it would have been hung off of one of those pegs at a store. That does give you a sense of things. And let us figure out if it will simply slide. Oop, and it's out all at once. Here we go. Empty box, so nothing special like in the case of the MyPillow. We've got the styrofoam. Oops. And it did not break, I do promise you that. I'll move this stuff out of the way for a second and just talk about. You've got advertisements inside for, this is a diamond ring for a very affordable amount, on both sides actually. Here we have some of the warning signs, basics. You can scan up there if you want more information. And also instructions for use. So, it says, all food should be cooked in the microwave on high power. So, more or less sensible. Actually, some microwaves, I don't think you can, at this point, turn them up or down. There's just one setting, so makes it a little bit simpler. But here you have the recipe book, and it's actually quite nice. I don't know if you can see, but poached eggs right here, an omelette, baked apple crisp dessert, baked onion trick, French onion soup, fresh tomato sauce, shrimp scampi, chocolate souffle, and that's the one we're going to end up making. So I'm not going to list off every single item in this book, but there's quite a few, and suffice to say, especially given the size of this thing, you're going to be doing it for yourself. It's probably not something you can split unless you're on some kind of extreme diet, but nonetheless, it's nice that they didn't just give you the thing and then there's no recipe, so you're sort of lost in the dark and trying to Google or YouTube something. So now moving on to the item itself. Get this out of the frame so you can see it more clearly. There we have it. Now it is durable. A bit rough on the edges here, but it is durable. And it gives you a sense, I do have large hands, but it's pretty much almost fits in my hand, maybe a little bit bigger. Slight blemish there. And inside, that's what it looks like. Again, rough on this edge as well. Maybe they didn't machine it. I doubt these things are made by hand that well, so that is certainly a downside we notice. And you've got the little handle right there. So, same thing on the bottom. Not very well machined. Seems kind of rough. But nevertheless, now that we've gotten a look at this, and just so you know, there's no hole going into the pot there. But having taken a more in-depth examination, we can proceed, and I'm going to throw together some of those elements for the chocolate souffle. So at this junction, all the ingredients are in the bowl. We've been mixing. It's easy, everyday around the house stuff, as most of the recipes you're going to find in the booklet for this chocolate souffle. And once it's completed, I can transfer it over here to my friend, little Stonewave cooker, and begin cooking. I do want to note real quick, if you do hear the loud noise in the background, it's my refrigerator. Didn't really have an option, because if I did this somewhere else, I'd probably make a mess around the house, and that would not be ideal for keeping the marital peace. So let's see how it works. Okay, so microwave's right there. We've got our angry mama. She's used to cleaning the microwave. And the lovely chocolate gloop within. We place it inside of the microwave like so. And then we're going to put it for 2¼ minutes. So for those of you who don't know, that's going to be on here. 2, 1, 5. And let's see. Fingers crossed. So we're just going to watch this a tad bit. Gives you sort of an indication of how it's going to start working out of there. To what extent it's extremely noticeable, that's going to be dependent, I suppose, but I'll come back to you in just a bit as we see the outcome of the souffle. Alright, voila, there we are. Now, I must say I was a bit disappointed when I realised this spilling out the top. That's definitely a mark against the product, to be perfectly honest with you. Yet this, and it's been sitting for a couple of minutes, but it's still quite hot. So, look at that chocolate souffle. Quite magnificent, if I do say so myself. We're just going to take my butter knife here and check to see, has it actually cooked? And lo and behold, for the most part, it has. So, what remains is to take a bit of a bite, which I intend to do. And to be perfectly honest, the outcome is magnificent. It is about the right consistency for a souffle, particularly one cooked in a microwave. Got a delicious cocoa-y taste, not too sugary, and of course you could go ahead and put a dollop of ice cream or whipped cream on top. So this is a pretty nice product, obviously 1 part meal, unless you want to be very generous, which I'm not. One final thing I will note about this product is that if you're going to wash it, you can do it in a regular dishwasher, or just soap and water in the sink will work fine. So it's a mixed item overall. I did like the way the souffle came out. I'd like to try some of the other recipes in the future, but I'm just not a big fan of the finish on the edge, and then of course the fact that it has a tendency to overflow. But if you have any questions or other reviews you want to see, please let me know in the comments section.